Matt, are you ready for this field trip to Kelley Engineering?
Definitely, man. Looking forward to this one. It should be good.
Let's see what Shane Langley's doing today. It's gonna be good.
Oh, yeah.
Let's roll. Matt Venuto and I, Daniel Allison, the Average Dude, we're here at Kelley Engineering in Piedmont, South Carolina, and I want to learn a little bit about you. We've talked before, but I wanted to capture this content and really looking forward to kind of learning more about y'all's operation. So I know you love what you do. Can you explain to folks that may not be familiar with the machining world, the job shop world, what is it you guys do here?
Yeah, so I mean, we do a bunch of different things. You know, as I've said multiple times, we do electrical, we do automation, we do machining, we do fab. And sometimes it's a customer coming to us with a print, sometimes it's a customer coming to us with an idea, whichever, and then we take that and turn it into, you know, a drawing and then into a part.
Gotcha. So so we can clarify, somebody can't make something in-house. This is not something they can go to the store there's not a warehouse that stocks this. It's a specialty item.
It's a specialty item, and sometimes it's stuff that they can make in-house, but maybe they don't have capacity, or it takes them too long, or we could do it faster because we've got certain specialized machinery. You know, it could be a multitude of different things as far as why they don't do it in-house.
Gotcha. You're doing turnkey solutions for folks. You're doing the fabrication, you're doing the machining, you're doing the engineering and automation side of it as well. Tell us about the history, how you got to be at this point where we are today, getting ready to go visit these buildings.
Yeah, so Matt started it in 2015, just out of his garage. Had a couple of manual machines, a saw. He was doing some design work for customers, and slowly got one or two customers here and there that, you know, Travis, our VP, he was coming up there at night and welding for him. And it just got to the point where he had to find a building if he was going to grow it. So we ended up starting out renting this small space in a building that was split into 3 different areas. Got it. Myself and Travis came on. Travis ran the fab side, I ran the machine side. And we went that first year probably from about 1 customer to end of 2018, we ended somewhere around 25 different customers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, the thing that we tried to say around the shop.
So the first thing that we're going to see here at K2 is going to be electrical stuff. Let's go see some electrical stuff, y'all. Let's roll. Moving in there.
Yep.
So tell us what we've got going on here now.
So here, there's mainly 3 projects going on for the most part. So
Okay.
we've got the NASA cable assembly project.
Okay.
So this is going into their new launch tower. Then we've also got the
Into the new launch tower. So that's in what, Fort Lauderdale or where?
yeah, it's in Florida.
Yep. Okay. Nice.
So
okay.
This will be going into their new launch tower. A couple of the guys that were working on the project got to go 420 feet up into the air on this small little platform. And
Oh, there you go.
I'm glad I didn't go because you couldn't have paid me to go.
Oh, I hope they took some pictures. Matt, would you do that? Would you go?
I would not.
You're not a heights guy?
They did take some pictures, and I mean, it's like looking out of a plane window. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
And the platform is, you know, maybe 20 foot by 20 foot, and it's...
Well, that's what's interesting about this. See, you guys are working for a variety of different industries, and the folks that work with you, and you guys, you're able to almost go into new places, yeah, right? I mean, like, you're working for NASA, you don't necessarily think about that sort of thing happening in a place in Anderson, South Carolina, right?
And I mean, it gives us the ability to go to other industries and say, like, you know, if we can do a NASA project.
Yeah. If they trust us.
We can do submersible pumps.
There's
you know,
yeah.
Same thing. If we can do stuff for Lockheed Martin, there's no reason that we can't do stuff for another manufacturing company in Greenville.
There you go.
That necessarily doesn't need the aerospace certification, but it gives them a little bit more comfort knowing that we've got it. Greenville for storage, and then when they need it, they pull it off the shelf.
You know, what's cool, guys, is we come into places like this, we don't know who they work with, right? We don't know who y'all work with. Now I'm learning who y'all work with. I work with Sulzer Pumps too. And so then you start seeing those connections. You see where maybe you can help each other. And that's why this sort of thing is good to do, right? Talk about businesses, learn who they're working with, learn how they're doing it, and now we're going to learn some more.
You know, even for you, I mean, This right here should show you that anytime you're driving down the road and you see a shop, like especially with you being on, social media and everything,
Yeah.
just stop in there.
Right. You
Because
don't know
if
what
you
they're
drove-
doing.
If you drove through Piedmont and Pelzer
Yeah.
every single day of your life and looked at this building, you would, if somebody told you that there was a NASA project going on in there,
You wouldn't believe it.
Never believe it.
There's absolutely
There's no way
that-
that-
Exactly.
Project.
We're going to share that too, baby. That's going to be awesome. So I love it. So we're at K3. K3,
Yep.
Kelley Engineering. And how long have you guys been in this building?
2 years? Yeah, 2 years. 2 years?
2
About
years.
a year or so with everybody. Yep, everybody here.
Because I remember coming in here already, I can tell, and we haven't started walking around yet, that a lot has happened in the, since the beginning there. So who do we have in the room?
Travis Middleton, Vice President Operations.
And
Matt Kelley, CEO.
there you go, Matt. Good to see you. And I didn't recognize Matt.
Yeah,
I didn't
glasses.
recognize Matt. He's got the glasses on. So, as the owner of Kelley Engineering, it's been like some of the challenges that you're facing.
It's been a wild ride, but
Yeah.
we surround ourselves with good employees, good people on the team, and give them the responsibilities that they need to accomplish the mission at hand. So
Absolutely good. Well, let's look around at some of the projects and things that you guys have going on here, and learn a little something.
sure,
That's
sure.
that time of day.
Sure. Let's walk around and we're going to ask some average dude questions. So I'm not a machinist, right? So if I don't know, I'm going to ask. So y'all don't make fun of me, especially you, Matt. There's a lot going on in here, guys. A lot going on in here. And I see some duct work. You know what that means, don't you, Matt?
We'll start it this way. This is kind of where we always start our tour. Travis kind of talks about the flow of how we move stuff and everything comes in.
Yeah.
Okay. We usually start at the middle right here.
Okay, yeah. As far as the tour goes, when you
Yeah,
get,
we start the tour right here.
yeah.
Okay. So basically all our raw materials come in this door. Right? So that's how we set it up. Sheet metal goes this way where we start. We got our two lasers right here.
Yep.
So sheet metal comes over, it gets lasered, and then if it goes to press brake, this is where our two press brakes are. Goes here, stays in for brake. Then the raw materials come in for saw.
We never really had any consistent flow at any of our other buildings.
Yeah.
So Travis and Matt spent a lot of time walking through here trying to figure out what's the best way to have material move through the shop to where it makes
Yeah.
the most sense.
Gotcha.
Before
So,
we were going back to the back of the building, to the front, to the middle. all
right. So you just want, you're trying to solve a problem of, I don't want to touch this twice, right?
Right.
Correct. Or come back, or backtrack.
Or
So
backtrack.
everything comes back through and it tries to go out the front like the end door.
Gotcha.
This is where it goes down. This is our welding department. This is the automation project, but we didn't have room. We had to stage it right here.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though we're trying to prevent backtracking, we're going to backtrack. So we bring in material here. We're going to sort it, cut it, laser it, and get it prepared in that way. And then we're going to come into this area where we're going to start the fabrication,
That's
true
correct.
fabrication process. Okay. And depending on the project that we have, when that material comes in, that's what determines where it goes first. If I'm
That's correct. Some of it might get sawed and go to the machine shop. So that's something right back. So the top piece got machined on that little frame right there.
Yep.
But then that frame got sawed, it's getting put together, it'll get built today, and it's going out the door to paint today.
And this would be another example, Daniel, too, of like doing different stuff for our customers. So this is for one of our biggest customers.
Yeah.
They've got a show in, I can't even remember where it's at. I think it's in North Carolina. But anyway, they've got a show where they want to show off the machinery that they're making. So all this is a stand for their show.
Oh, that's
so it's not
interesting.
going into any kind of manufacturing. It's just something for them to show off their stuff.
Hey, if we can make it and it helps
That's
you,
right.
then we'll do it.
That's right.
This is the big frame we have right here. Like I said, it's been here probably a week. The shop, so everything comes in, you see where the tubes got machined. It come back after it got machined, it's getting put together, it's getting cleaned up right now, QC, and it'll go to paint
I have a question. When I'm looking at a frame like this, and I want to see if it's a good welding job.
Correct.
What would a good welding job look like compared to a bad welding
Well,
job?
you know, it's kind of like a car, right?
Yep.
If it looks like a piece, it's a piece.
Okay. Okay.
So that's usually how
Okay.
it tells.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's look at it to start with. All
Yeah.
our welders are certified, right?
Okay.
So if the weld looks good too and they're certified, it's usually a good frame.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. You've
Yeah.
got certified welders
We
that
have
have been to school,
Yep.
and you're saying once they get that qualification, they're not going to produce a piece.
They're not, but still, you're only as good as your last weld.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. So that's interesting. But yeah, you can see where the welding has been done. And we take for granted sometimes, right? We see this big metal thing put together. Somebody's got to put that together. So that's interesting.
And part of it goes into just like small little things like grinding the welds off so that it gets painted, it looks flush. You know, every small little
Right.
details.
Yeah.
that matter as well.
That's right. Yeah. So you want this to be smooth.
Well, and then it's not just them welding. I mean, Travis will say you got welders and you got fabricators. So a welder can come in and they can weld this, but a fab guy, I mean, this has tolerancing that you've got to hold, and on this one especially, I mean, what's that tolerance on the width there?
It was like plus or minus 1/16th, I think.
Yeah.
So you have to watch how it flexes and moves. You really have to keep an eye on that. So you can't just go in there and start laying beads on it. You have to pay
Now, if somebody is a master welder, they're just the best that we've got. Is that going to be a speed thing? Are you going to be able to do things faster than someone else, or are you going to be able to do it cleaner? How does that?
I think
how
you're
does
just gonna do it not faster. You're gonna do it right and not have to backtrack or put something apart.
yeah.
So it's gonna be right the first time.
Gotcha. That's right. Got it. Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
If he's a deer hunter, he's gonna miss less.
He's going to miss left. Hey, that's a big deal. Okay, got it. All right. Anything else here, guys, that we think we
One
have?
thing we like to say is we want everything to look like a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
So you're putting it in your house, so no sharp corners, and when it's finished, like
There you go.
again, we want it to look like it was going in your building or house. Right?
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. Don't want to sit on a sharp corner that didn't get.
No.
Well, there you
And
go.
this will go to powder coat, so it'll come out. I mean, it'll look.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Awesome.
Everything eye for it, the piece of the piece torch is going to it. This is actually a round for a door.
This is a breaching tool.
Breaching
Oh,
tool.
got it.
So
Yeah.
They're going to use it for the SWAT team in Alabama.
Alabama.
For the
And we'll show
SWAT
you the full-
team.
We'll show you
Yeah.
the full assembly.
Yeah. So it's going to get lineage when we're done. It's going to be really
Me and
nice.
Travis already have a door sitting over here. We'll show you this.
Okay. All right. There. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You got to test out the material.
This was a cool project as well. It's been going on for a little while now. But
Yeah.
this is pipe fence repair.
Yeah, so what it is, if you ever been to the dentist, you know how they use UV light to harden like your filling or whatever?
Yeah.
So that, they're lining inside of pipes in California and using UV light to harden the plastic. So they're lining it softly and then there's a UV light and that pulls it through.
So if there's ever a crack or anything in the pipe, you don't have to dig the entire thing
Wow.
or a section.
That's what Eric's doing.
I was
at
gonna say,
Wolverine.
yeah, we-
He's making the coatings that go
Okay.
inside these pipes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're hardening.
So that's what I'm talking about. When we get out here, we start talking to folks. We find out what they're doing.
Here's the 5-axis. We got 2 of them.
Yep.
This one and one part, this part right here.
All right. Pretty intricate.
Yep. And then these are some pins.
And so with a CNC machine, they've got a program that the machine knows how to make these cuts, these intricate cuts, and the CAD drawing is already in there. These folks are making sure that the program is running like it should.
And they're actually they're writing the program.
Okay, so it's their baby. So
We've got a CAM software where they write their program.
Then they come over here and they do it.
Yep.
So we walk over here, you see,
Okay.
we'll show Stanley over there, he's drawing something right now.
Okay, let's go see Stanley.
We'll get to see John Cena on the screen over here.
Okay. Yeah. So the operators, they're designing their program at the same time
So you
here.
can
There's
see right
John
there.
Cena right there.
There's John.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It
So
looks just like it.
there's the 3D version of what's going to be in the machine, and Right. So he's learned how to use that software to make sure.
Yeah, and sometimes they get a solid model. Sometimes they have to draw the solid out themselves. It just depends. We always try to have one if possible. But yeah, they're going to take that and they're going to move that over to the machine and run that cycle. They can see a full simulation on the program.
A full
Don't want to
simulation.
100% trust it all the time,
Right.
obviously, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can see it simulate.
Wow. Now, do you guys do the programming as well? Do you guys
Used to.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything I used to do, I can still do.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah. If you've ever tried to lift a manhole cup, Matt, have you ever tried to lift a manhole?
No.
They're heavy.
So it folds out like that. Magnet goes on the end. Lock the magnet in, you pick it up, and then you can move it out of the way.
I like that. So now, how in the world did they call you? Or did you find them?
So went over to their facility, and they had 40 feet of racking with just these sitting on there.
Wow.
And I said, we would love to quote that if you want us to help you out. You know, I know we've done a couple of small projects, but let's see if we can do this. Quoted one, did the first one, tested it for weight, made a couple of little small adjustments to it that they were having issues with it breaking in the field. So again, I was talking about Travis, you know, doing this for a long time, had some ideas on what we could change around. Engineering made those changes to the drawing, and then we came up with a new design for it.
So now it goes to a toilet system on the train.
A toilet system
Yep,
on a train?
On a train. This is flushes it. If you see, we bend all this by hand and weld all that by hand.
And these tolerances on this,
Or inside.
they have sent this out to 5 different top flight manufacturing facilities around
Yeah.
the country, and every single one has said can't do it or doesn't pass.
We're looking at a piece of art there, right? Like if we don't really think about how you make something like that, then we don't understand.
And with
Well, and that just kind of speaks to the fact that, hey, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into making something like this, and that's why it makes a difference in how many of these you want, right? Like, I mean, once I get all this set up.
And there's negative sides to getting big orders. You know, we've
Right.
seen it a lot less lately, but especially in the beginning, when you get a small order, if you mess up, you only messed up a little bit. You mess up on a big order,
Whoa.
it's a whole different story.
That absolutely. Yeah, no, that's interesting. What else?
How are you checking quality on the line, like when you're in the middle of a project and it's running through the line, material
So
to...
they're responsible. If you look, everybody has this is before it hits the floor. If you look right here, this is a traveler, right?
Okay.
So each one right here has machining and then a QC they clock in and out on.
Yep.
They also all have a stamp with their number on it.
Yeah.
So it gets stamped as they go through. So I keep this at the end before it ships.
Right.
I also can see in our ERP system who did it and what did it. But then as a backup, I pull this and see who actually stamped off of it.
Okay, gotcha.
So they're doing quality as they go.
Here we go. This is what we're looking for. I didn't see this a lot on my math test in school, but that's what you want. Okay, so anything else that you guys wanted to show
I
us?
wanted to see the breaching tool.
Yes, the breaching tool. This
Let's-
is your-
We like running through doors. Matt and I, we like breaking doors down.
And if that's for big doors, they just rip the door down.
Oh wow!
They can use it by hand and bust with this side or this side.
Okay.
But again, if it doesn't work, they put it in a hitch, go through the door, that flips open, then they just rip the door off.
I would imagine you can break a steel door hinge
Oh,
with
yeah.
that
Yeah,
easy. Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah.
How much does how much does that weigh?
How much you think? Like 25, 30, 40 pounds? I'd say 40 pounds.
About 40 pounds. Man, that's a weapon. I mean, that's a.
Well, you can imagine when this is off, all of these SWAT trucks, they have a hitch on the front of the truck.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're sitting in your house and this is attached to a truck
Yeah.
driving towards you at 15 miles an hour.
Yeah. Pretty
gonna open it
guys. Well, we really appreciate the tour and have learned a lot. So I'm going to chop this up and figure out how to put it all together and make it make sense.
All right.